Hello, welcome to Geeking Out with Shad. This is, let's turn the wheels on, my first time driving my car, Chevy Bolt EUV in colder temps. I did start the car, auto start it, so it warms up. You can hear the fan blowing. I haven't actually started the car yet. Decided I'd do this video first, but let it warm up for about 5 minutes or so. The temperature outside is 34 degrees, but I'm driving to a place called Lanesboro. You can see my bike in the back, maybe. It's back there. I'm going to do a gravel event. It's called the Filthy 50-mile gravel bike race. And I'm actually driving slightly out of the range of my car. So I just turned it on. And surprisingly, that's about 100, the radio, 134 miles. So it's interesting because I wanted to see if the battery had to do any conditioning. And so far, it hasn't. And since I've gone 0 miles, obviously the climate's used way more than the driving and accessories. But once I start driving, that'll change. So no battery conditioning needed at this temperature. So interesting. So the thing is on this video, I'm going to drive down there. We'll check my range, or what my remaining range, right? Then on my way home after the race, of course I'm going to be all wiped out because I'm doing a 50-mile gravel race. I will not have enough juice to get back to Minneapolis. So I'm going to have to stop somewhere and charge. There's plenty of charging stations. I'm thinking I'm going to stop at one in Rochester in a quick trip. So we'll see how that goes. And see, this is going to be my first time really going out there where I don't have like full control, because I'm not going to my property where I have my own charger and plug in. I'm going somewhere where I don't have access to one, so I'm going to have to go use a public one. So cool. All right, let's get to it. I'm not going to do any talking while I'm on the road. This is going to be the different stages along this journey. Cool. Okay, I made it to my destination, Lanesboro. And it shows 32 degrees. What does the car temp tell me? The car says 35. I don't know which one is more accurate, but definitely colder. And if you look at my remaining range, it is 73 miles on the guessometer, minimum of 59. So that's more usage than I expected it to do. And then 226.6 miles is how far I traveled. So 2.9 miles a kilowatt hour. So that's a much worse number. So before I was getting like 3.4 miles a kilowatt hour, something like that, driving up to my property in warmer temps, 65, 70 degree temperatures. So you can kind of see the understanding that when the temperatures drop, EVs, especially EVs without heat pumps like this one, don't do nearly as well. So is this an ideal vehicle for traveling in colder temperatures? No, I mean, it's not even that ideal for warmer temperatures, because it only will do, like, if you're doing 70, probably 220 miles. So one other note I wanted to make is when I hit half of charge, I was at 87 miles. And when the temperatures were warmer and I hit half of charge, I was at like 125 miles. So I was almost up to my property when I got to half of charge. So that's a pretty significant difference. I was running heat at 70 degrees for much of it, and then I dropped it down to 65 because I wanted to make sure I had enough battery left. So what's the issue now? Well, the issue is there are no EV chargers here in Lanesboro that I know of. There might be some that aren't on the map, but the closest one that I know of is like 20 some miles away, and there's a fast charger there. And then there's one in Rochester, which is just shy of 40 miles. And so when I look at that and say, oh, I have 40 miles to go to get to Rochester, I can see why people would have range anxiety. The benefit on my side is by the time I head home, the temps are supposed to be closer to 60 degrees. So I'm not going to need to run climate. The battery will be more efficient, things like that. So I expect that I will be able to probably go like 80, 85 miles. So something like that. So, you know, if it was to stay cold, I think I would be really nervous. But since I know it's going to warm up, I'm not so nervous about it. And then I'm going to have to wait because this car doesn't charge very fast. Probably an hour and a half or whatever, unless I want to just be like, okay, I want just enough so I can get back to Minneapolis, or do I want to go to a full charge? I'll probably do something in between, you know, give myself a little bit of extra so then I don't have to wait that full hour and a half or so for it to charge. So I'll do the next update when I am done racing, and when I find a charger, or find out how I'm going to find a charger and all that. And then we'll see what the charging experience is like and all of that. This is the kind of test you guys have been asking for, and this is the reality. And it's also why, like, if there were more EV chargers, this wouldn't be a problem, because I could come here to Lanesboro, plug my car in while I go race for 4 to 5 hours, because it's a 50-mile race, right? And then everything would be fine. But because there's no EV chargers here, I'm kind of SOL, and I have to figure this out. So as of today, the situation isn't ideal, but over time, this will improve as more chargers are available. Cool. Okay, I have to take what I said back, because while I was in getting my number for the event, I did some research and found out that I literally drove past some level 2 chargers on my way into town, and they were literally like just a few blocks away. I'm actually going to hang out after the event with a friend of mine and have dinner and stuff. So I'm not going to plug in throughout the event, because I don't want to take up a charger for longer than I should. Usually, you know, it's not very courteous to do that, although there are 4 spots and 2 are available. So the maps and things like that aren't always accurate as to where chargers are. There's more out there than what I find on the maps. So that's a good thing. So cool. I will be in good shape now that I know there's chargers right here in Lanesboro. That's pretty cool. So it is actually happening. Chargers are going to be everywhere soon. Sweet. Okay, I'm done with my race. Wow, am I toast. And there are these charge point chargers right here in Lanesboro. Unfortunately, they're only level 2. So according to what I have on my dashboard, it says it'll be fully charged at 10:45 p.m. So I'm not going to wait that long, and I don't actually need a full charge to get back to Minneapolis. But what I am going to do is I'm going to change out of my biking clothes. You should see my bike. It was so dusty. It was crazy. But I'm going to go eat some dinner with some friends and things like that, and, you know, hang out for at least, 2.5 hours or so. So that should get my charge up to a, nice level to where I can head back to Minneapolis. And if I need to hit a fast charger somewhere along the way, I can do that and just top it off and then get home. So it's a little wonky, but not terrible either. I could have probably parked here and then had it be charging the whole time I did the event too. That would have been more ideal. And then had I been paying attention to knowing this was even here, and then my car would have been, much more further along or close to fully charged by the time the event was over. But I don't mind in the situation. I made the decision not to charge before the event because I was like, well, you know, I'm going to hang out with some friends, eat and whatever. And, you know, the temps are warmer now, 62 degrees. So the car is going to be much more efficient going home and so on and so forth. So all is good. And I'm pretty stoked that they have chargers here. They're not level 1. I kind of wish, or sorry, level 1, other way around, level 3 fast chargers. It'd be nice if they had some fast chargers. So you could just fast charge your car. I mean, it's nice that they have at least level 2. So that's better than nothing. But I would definitely like more level 3 chargers, fast chargers. Cool. All right. Well, I still have the journey to get home, and so I'll have more video on that. Okay, here I am. I'm finally at a fast charger. So this thing will charge up pretty fast. Now that I'm plugged in, pretty cool. And this is at fresh time. So I'm gonna go in there, grab a snack. I do not need to charge up to 100% because I just need to get back to Minneapolis. So I just need to get enough to get back there. But I like to have a little extra just to be sure because the how highway range thing is. The car is definitely driving more efficiently back because it is upper 50s right now and not super cold. So it's doing a lot better. So the temperature really does matter. And the temperature will continue going down, so I might want to turn on the heat or something like that going back up. But the car feels pretty comfortable right now, so I don't have any climate. But if the car starts to feel cooler, then I will turn on the heat. I'm gonna add this because I just saw a comment, and there's a couple people that are like, well, it's not realistic if you're not using climate control and this and that, and you're not putting on the heat or you're not putting on the air. And I'm like, it absolutely is realistic. If the air temperature outside makes it so the car inside is comfortable while I'm driving it, why would I turn climate on? I mean, maybe some of you always have to have your air on or always have to have your heat on and you never run your car without those things on. But I drive my car most of the time without any climate on if I don't need it, and I only turn it on if it gets uncomfortable inside the car. So, like, it is realistic that people would drive their car without having any climate control on. My Toyota Tacoma, which is gas powered, I rarely turn the climate on unless it's cold out or extremely hot. And usually when it gets a little hotter, I crack the windows and drive because I just prefer that, you know, and it's how I drive. So it's realistic for some people, and maybe some of you out there always run climate, but I don't. I just drove up here, upper 50 degrees. Car was perfectly comfortable inside, so why would I turn on climate control? The windows weren't fogging up, nothing. It was perfect temperature, so it doesn't make sense that I would do that. Anyway, I'm gonna go get a snack and let this thing charge. I mean, it's already yeah, so the fast charging is pretty sweet. So that's kind of cool. Definitely better than level 2 charging, that's for sure, because by the time I go in there, get a snack, go to the bathroom, so on and so forth, I will have enough energy to easily get back to Minnesota. That was down to like 93 just before I plugged in, just a few minutes ago. All right, sweet. Okay, so I went in, got my snacks, and I have this on my dashboard, which is kind of cool. So there's 135 miles remaining, and I only have like just a hair under 100 miles to get to Minneapolis. So I have plenty to get back. But because I did this 50-mile bike ride, I'm really hungry. So I'm going to sit here and snack for a little bit and might as well let this charge. So I'm very happy with the results of what happened today because I kind of went into it not knowing what to expect. And the charger that was in Lanesboro was really nice. It was also part of the EV Go network, so I could use my EV Go card. GM gave me a $500 credit, so that one was free, but it was a level 2 charger, so it was pretty slow. But I was going to hang out with my friends and eat dinner anyway, so I might as well have topped it off a little bit. And then that allows me to spend less time here and not have to charge all the way up. So the interesting thing about this is traveling like this, you don't need to fully charge your car. You only need to charge it enough to get to your destination. You probably want to charge it a little extra just to get into the comfort zone. So like for me, I have plenty to get back to Minneapolis. And if I need to run climate controls or something like that, if it gets a little cold or whatever, I can turn the heat on, things like that. So super cool. I didn't expect there to be a charger in Lanesboro. That was something that wasn't on the map that I was trying to look at. And I saw the chargers there, or found out they were there by doing a little research. Technically, it would have been probably a little smarter for me to have moved my car and start charging it and had it charging throughout the event. Because after I went there, there were cars parked there all day long, or not all day, but through the event charging. There was a Tesla there and so on and so forth. So it was nice that they had 4 of them because there were 2 available. So knowing that I was hanging out with my friends, I plugged it in and charged it while we ate dinner and hung out and stuff for about 3 hours. And then ideally, had I plugged it in for the event and hung out with my friends or whatever, my car probably would have been fully charged. I could have just made it all the way back to Minneapolis. But instead, I have to do this little extra trip. And today, I don't mind doing it. And the reason for that is I did this big event. I'm tired. It's probably good that I stop and get out of the car, get some snacks, things like that anyway, right? So, yeah. So I'm going to eat some snacks. And so I need to conclude this video and stop talking to you people so I can eat my snacks and get back on the road. Super awesome driving experience. I was a little range anxiety nervous before. So the fact that more chargers are popping up is going to make this kind of thing a lot more feasible. And then now at this point, especially with this car, time is more of a thing. You just have to plan it and plan that it's going to take extra time because you got to stop and charge and stuff. But there are cars now that they charge much faster, and it's only going to get better. Cars are going to start coming with a lot more range. Cars are going to be able to charge a lot faster. All these things are starting to happen. And so over the next few years, we're really going to see this transition where this becomes even more feasible. And I personally, and maybe it's because I'm older, I feel like everybody's in a rush all the time. And I'm just not in this big hurry in life these days. I'm not, like, I don't know why people are always gotta get here. I'm in a rush. I gotta do this or gotta do that. I kind of like slowing things down and taking my time and not being in this rush. But it's simple for me because I don't have a family with kids and things like this, and I don't have all this stuff. But people do that stuff. They just pack their schedules and they got to be here, and, to each their own, I guess. But for me, I actually do not mind this more casual, way of going about traveling. So it is what it is. Everybody's a little different in that respect. But for people that are more in a hurry, EVs will become a much more viable solution in the very near future for more and more people as they improve charging times, battery range, all that stuff. Cool. if you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. By subscribing, you get my videos in your feed. So that's what happens with YouTube, is you hit that subscribe button on channels or content from people that you tend to like. So that doesn't mean you have to hit my subscribe button, because maybe this isn't of that much interest to you. But if it is, hit that subscribe button, and then the like button lets me know whether you liked the video or not, and whether you are into it and things like that, and then lets me know whether I should do this kind of content more often. Definitely people are really into this charging EV driving experience that I'm talking about, with the different weather temperatures and things like that. I know that for sure because of the comments and the likes and things like that. So I'll keep doing it. We're going to get into winter here soon. Peace.